Hey guys, it's Mr. Jack and 000 here, back with Automation the Car Company Tycoon game, and what you're seeing right now is one of my latest builds called the Benz Patent Motorwagen AMG. The body of the car is partially based off the real-life Patent Motorwagen, built in 1886. While it somewhat resembles the Motorwagen from the body, the styling, not so much as it was quote-unquote built in 1975. The body I used to make the AMG Motorwagen is made by a modder named Gizmo Props in his early days mod pack. The link is down in the description if you want to download it. It has a lap time of an astonishing 1 minute, 48 seconds, 6 milliseconds at the quote-unquote Top Gear test track, and 2 minutes 59 seconds, 48 milliseconds at the Automation test track, a top speed of exactly 100 miles per hour, and a 0 to 60 in 7.86 seconds. This vehicle uses a fictional Mercedes-Benz M91, which is an inline-3 turbo engine that produces 77.3 horsepower and 56.3 foot-pounds of torque. It has a fuel efficiency rating of 20.2 miles per gallon and weighs 607.9 pounds, or roughly 275.7 kilograms. And since this car is brought back from the past century, it doesn't compete with anyone on the market. In terms of how I built the Patent Motorwagen AMG version, the panel material is made out of fiberglass with a space frame chassis made out of galvanized steel. The engine placement is in the rear, as you can barely see it under this chassis. The front suspension is a solid axle leaf, and the rear suspension is a double wishbone. And also in the mod, make sure you set it to a heavy suspension, because if you export a BeamNG.drive like a double wishbone or anything else, the suspension will break apart and the car will be undrivable. For the engine, it's a 420.2 cubic centimeter inline 3 with a direct acting overhead cam, both made out of aluminum, the block and the header. For the drivetrain, it's set to the lightest materials as possible, the crankshaft at forged steel, con rods at lightweight forged, and pistons at regular forged. And pretty much everything you see here is at plus 15 to reduce the weight and make it, well, a powerful AMG vehicle back in its day, especially for a car built in the 1880s. For the compression, it is set at a somewhat normal 9.7 to 1 ratio. The cam profile is set to 83, and sucks there's no VVT for its time period. For the turbocharger, it is a rather small turbo, both the compressor and turbine, but it puts out a yay amount of boost of 18.4 psi. For the fuel system, we are using a mechanical fuel injector with throttle per cylinder setup with a race intake using super leaded fuel. With the fuel mixture setting set at 11.4, the ignition timing bumped it up to 63, and the RPM limit set to 7,400 RPM. For the exhaust, the only option is for the headers a short cast, single exhaust, no bypass valves, and the exhaust diameter is set to around 2.25 inches or 57.1 millimeters, and the only muffler there is a reverse flow at the second muffler. For the drive type, our only option is a rear-wheel drive for manual 5-speed with a top speed set at 102 miles per hour, despite the top speed we get is at exactly 100 miles per hour. The tires are set as is, a cross-ply with sports compound. I didn't touch the tire width, because if you touch the tire width, I'm not going to do it. You'll bump up these 60mm tires to, I think 85 or 80 is its default limit. And also, it is important with this vehicle, if you have the rim offset set to 0, the rear tires will be like inside the chassis like this, and the front tires will be kind of like this, but you kind of see the tires and the rim. It is important that you set, like the rim offset that I have, of 120s in the front and maxed out at 360s in the back. And not only that, once you export the vehicle to BeamNG.drive, the steering will be inverted, and I'll show you how to fix the steering using Notepad++ to correct the steering once we drive into BeamNG.drive. And brakes, just basic drum brakes. We didn't even do any solid pistons or vented discs because they're a bit expensive and heavy for the car. And it's pretty much not even needed. Like, look at the weight, almost 608 pounds, and using drum brakes, we're gonna be skidding out the tires by just slamming on the brakes. Aerodynamics, we got a fully clad under tray with the rear wing set to 10. The brake airflow I put at a 7, just put a little bit of cooling, but it's not really as needed. Despite a huge list of problems here, such as the oversteering, wheel spin, drivability, more oversteering, tires and stuff like that, I'm going to export this to BeamNG.drive and show you how to fix the steering with this particular vehicle. Alright, so here I am on my desktop screen. To source the mod that you just exported, which was my AMG Motorwagen, open up Explorer, and head over to your documents and find where it says BeamNG.drive. You double click on that. Head over to mods, double click on that, and scroll down till you see the vehicle that you just exported, which my vehicle is called Patent Motorwagen AMG.zip. If you have WinRAR or 7-zip, extract it to your desktop. Now we got the folder on our desktop. So what you do is go into that folder, double click on vehicles, in the car's model name, and scroll down till you see suspension f.jbeam. Right click, go to edit with Notepad++, or you can do like with the regular Notepad. So since I got Notepad++, we're going to click on edit with, well, Notepad++. And then we scroll all the way to the bottom till we see something about factors. We're already at the bottom, and it's got this factor value of the steering, which the factor controls the amount of travel as the ratio of the steering rack length. And due to the complexities of how he built the chassis, sometimes the factor will be very small or very large depending on the wheel offset you've set on the vehicle, or pretty much any vehicle with a complex chassis. So as you see here, it says ST2L for steering left. It is at a positive value. It should be set at a negative value. So you click on it, it says ST2L with the factor value set at 0.46. You just type in a minus sign to make it a negative value. And the ST2R for steering right, you delete the minus value to make it a positive steering angle. So now we've corrected the steering for both the left and right of this vehicle. And real quick, I've tested the BeamNG.drive. I'm going to change to 0.5 just to make it a little bit of a higher value to steer the car a bit better. So once you change the factors for the steering, click on Save on the top left, and then exit out Notepad++, and if you got WinRAR, create a new WinRAR zip archive of the same name. So I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to copy the folder name, Control-C, rename the zip file, hit Control-V to paste it, like that, and you come back into the folder of the vehicle you exported, and we copy the files to the zip archive by dragging to the zip file, like that. So now they've just been copied into the zip archive, and we go back into the BeamNG mods folder, and when we find the zip archive right here, and then we drag it into the BeamNG mods folder, and we move and replace it. So click on move and replace, and if we get back into BeamNG.drive, we should cure the inverted steering problem of the vehicle. So I'm going to go to BeamNG.drive right now. So here we are at the model map of the vintage Autobahn that tutorial showed you. So I'm going to steer right. So now we're steering right and steering left. If I were to be steering left, if you would just export it as is without touching the suspension file of the vehicle, like if I were to turn right, you'll be turning left. And if you're turning right, you'll be turning left. Like it'll be inverted compared to how you would regularly steer a vehicle. And my god, look at the frickin' exhaust smoke on this vehicle. That's what you get for having leaded gasoline. And oh my god. Bro, this thing wants to do a frickin'... Oh my god, no. This thing is doing frickin' wheelies right now. This is so stupid. We're already going 60 miles an hour in a frickin' Benz Patent Motorwagen. Well, the AMG version, just to be specific. You got this ridiculous big-ass wing in the back, these somewhat senseless taillights. I mean, they kind of suit for its time period. Just trying to modernize a patent motor wagon built like 80, almost 90 years ago, based on when it was manufactured. Had this bright-ass leather seat, couple of horns on the front, and some luggage space in the back. Right now, we're going like an average highway speed. What if I lock the differential? Because this car is using an automatic differential, and we're losing speed. So we're going 70-something miles an hour. What if I go to realistic gearbox and just like kind of like mash the clutch just to bring something up? Hopefully I don't trigger sticky keys. If not, just roll a 4th gear, and really, we're still going like 70-something miles an hour. I don't know if this is going to work out. I'm going to be doing a 0 to 60 test and maybe a top speed run if possible with this vehicle in this map. So let's start the 0 to 60 test now. Hitting the gas and watch this thing doing some goddamn sick wheelies. Look at that. Look at that. Well, we had a wheelie going. 0 to 62 at 8.93 seconds. I think the vehicle's top speed in real life is like what? 8 miles an hour or something. It's like running speed or something. It's nothing like this. I mean, we can't get a top speed going on this hill. Maybe a downhill section. If not, change tracks and do something interesting rather than this. Might as well just find a downhill section sometime soon. And can we hit this bridge right here? Yes, we are going to. And get a camera going right now. So 100 times. Around 77 miles per hour. Like overlapping crash. Right here. Change the FOV and... oh my god. The whole freaking wagon just got eaten up by the bridge. Look. That's the seats. The driver, its occupants are dead. No ands, ifs, or buts. They're dead. So full time. And look at all the pieces of quote-unquote wood go all over the place. And it's still running. This is stupid. No. No. It's somehow upright. The camera's doing weird stuff again as I reset it. So, unhide the UI. The tire's gone. And go. No. No. What? Help? What is this? What the hell is this? Hold on. Gas very slowly. We're doing some heavy metal head banging over here, but we can't steer, so it's pretty much useless. It's in its misery just like that. And somebody posts this to Reddit right now. It's 62 to 0 now. God, that chassis scrape and wheel scrape. 63, well, good enough. 63 to 0 in 3.66 seconds of 152.16 feet. And since there was, yeah, there's a downhill section behind me. Let's reset the FOV and see if we can get a top speed going. If not, oh well. Okay, here we are coming up on a downhill section. Okay, now we're increasing speed. Can we reach 100 miles an hour? And it looks like we're definitely going to. This might as well be a downhill only vehicle and a speed of 101, 102-ish miles an hour. So right around 102 miles an hour. That's amazing for this kind of vehicle. I mean, if this were to be built back in the 1880s or 1800s, like around the time when the Benz Motorwagen was actually made, this would be an impressive feat back in the day. Probably like cars nowadays, we can be going like 300 miles an hour. Like you see supercars going on that on an average rather than around like whatever, 250, 270 or something, like where that's like brand new. And are we gonna crash and we're gonna deja vu? I've just been in this place before, higher on the street, into the gas station. And I guess the slow-mo was worth it. We got polygons going all over the place, so full time it. What the hell is this? I was about to crash into the gas station head on, but we get this instead. So let's flip it upright. I mean, it's funny, it's at 30% strength, but we can just flip it upright easily. So lost pretty much both back tires, while back left is gonzo. Let's take a look at the seating. I mean, the vehicle rode over, so they're dead. I mean, if it crashes, they're gonna die. No matter what. They're dead. I know this is pretty stupid. I got a bus going around 170 miles an hour. Let's see if we get an interior crash of what it looks like getting hit. I think I might as well start changing cameras because the dude gets clobbered and we see nothing but the interior. So 16 times. Or 8 times. Oh my god, our head is in the bus driver's, not necessarily ass, but his head. Full time. Okay. We're going for a ride. Okay, let's just show you some of the mayhem and then probably wait till we get something interesting. If not, we're just gonna be stuck on a bus. Can we steer the bus to get this the hell out of here? We're out of JADO fuel and, hold up, carry all this momentum into the gas station. Get this guy involved and get a camera going. And it's gonna be all on the bus, so 8 times. Oh, we may get the motor wagon involved. Okay, we threw the motor wagon to the building, so full time. I think the Screams of the Damned has just woken up. Is it the bus or the... I'm thinking the motor wagon. So bring this over here and take a main engine broken. Look at it. Yep. This tire is just screaming its nuts off. It's unrecognizable. Just a pixelated mess, and I don't know what the hell that was. A bus, on the other hand, lost the engine compartment, some of the side here, and the front. Didn't even take much of the front damage, but just just bashed the hell out of the windshield. I mean, that's where the camera was. We just bashed our heads into the bus driver's, well, skull. So let's shut up the screams of the damned, respawn that, and holy miles an hour. We're going Mach something, and it's kind of reset back to normal. We were going like Mach 20 or something stupid. Okay, now it reset. So let's do a race to see if it's able of completing a couple laps of this car. So we're about to be going to Italy with the through to center layout with the semi-uncontrollable wheelie machine motorwagon AMG. We're going to be doing 3 laps of this course, so we're going to take you there. The tires, the vehicle, I don't think it's even possible. There's no way. We're just making gunshots at this vehicle, and it's not gonna work out. There you go. Can we drive with one wheel? I don't know if it's even remotely possible. It steers left. Hold up. Let's restart the timer. So get things started here. In 3, 2, 1, start. Wheelie? Well, it kinda. Back right has left a chat. Can it still even drive? If this would be all-wheel drive, this would have been better. But, wow, this is stupid. Why didn't automation tell me the tires have popped, make them wider or something stupid? If not, just make these low ballers, like put some 14s on them. Try it again. If not, we'll just abandon the racetrack and do something else. Hopefully these back tires are still gonna be with me. If not, then rip. Make the first left turn. Good. I mean, we're bouncing all over the place doing wheelies. I don't want that to happen. Let's just be careful on the throttle. I'm like 40% on the throttle. Let's kind of go out a little because we don't do any wheelies on 4 for 5th gear. And there goes upshift. Watch that corner. Watch that tree. Damn it, George. I don't think this is even humanly possible. Oh my god. The tires didn't pop this time. Alright, let's go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Be very careful, because I think if you do a wheelie and slam it to the ground, that's where you break the wheels and suspension. Alright, hopefully the tires don't blow again. Hold on, let's change this to automatic. Turn on the differential. And we cannot steer, really? I think changing the factor to 0.5, I'll just say if it made it worse, but I don't know. We're going 50-something miles an hour. Can we gotta slow down before we die up in here. We're going 20-something miles an hour through this tiny-ass gap, and I think we still keep going straight, I think. I've never been on this course. Watch that wing through the gap. Yes, watch the curb. I would say that curb would have ended our game. That would have been catastrophic. And this curb. Damn. These curb hits are so terrifying, and I think doing 3 laps was a bad idea. I think in 2 would have been plenty enough. And 2, I can't make a turn. Look, 6 miles an hour left into a building, which I didn't even hit it, but we would have been going into it. Yeah, I think 0.5 was a bad idea. So kids, 0.46 is the magic number, and we're... Oh no, this is bad. We're going down freaking stairs. We got a sign right here. What is that? A barrel? Or a waste bin? Goddamn clock tower going off up in here. Alright, finally reached a checkpoint. Let's just for it. For it and hope for the best. Watch that, watch that. Dead. Dead. Oh, nope. Nope, no. Brakes, brakes, brakes. I can't believe how it didn't flip over. I think we're just gonna be doing 1 lap of this thing. Maybe 1, maybe 2. 3 is just overkill for this vehicle. I thought we would have been going through this course just fine, or it would have been a lot shorter than I thought, but I'm like 100 times wrong. And hopefully this is the first lap checkpoint I'm coming up to. No, that's a regular checkpoint. I thought I'd been like, I think green is a lap marker, and blue is the finish. So we're gonna be heading off to a right, it looks like, into another alleyway, it seems like. Yeah, I'm seeing right turn arrows, so we're gonna be dipping through an alley. Dupping, yeah. We're gonna dup through an alley. Can we shut that damn bell tower up? Made a handbrake turn. I think the handbrake is our only option to like, not necessarily drift it, but to steer this thing to the right, force steer it. Because we can't steer it, so we gotta use the handbrake, and we gotta hit the brakes, Scott. If I were to compare the super duper truck, that haul truck, versus this vehicle, I think this is probably even more difficult to control than that haul truck. I mean, this thing does wheelies left and right, tires blow out if you put too much load on it, and we do that, and we hit the back end. I think we're okay. We damaged a little lip portion, the back lip. So I think we should be okay. If not, then rip. Look, another regular checkpoint. We haven't even done one freaking lap. But 425 right now. I'm still going second gear, and we got a left turn coming up again. It's like NASCAR, like Jeff Dunham. He's making a left turn! Thanks, checkpoint, for ruining the vibe. Or making it as a punchline, either or. This thing steers like a real motor wagon. I mean, it's janky and everything, and that's it. That's it. Okay, first lap in 4 minutes, 54 seconds, 142 milliseconds. If it was something like an average vehicle, like a Piccolina or something small, I would have been done by now. This is stupid. I have no future on this lap. I think I might as well just speed run this. I mean, be careful on the curbs and everything, but I'm just gonna speed run this and hope for the best. And I thought that little construction thingy would end my career right there, but fortunately it didn't. We're going 30-something miles an hour. I'm starting to get the hang of this vehicle, of how it steers, and watch the curb. Good. I mean, watch the curbs no matter what. If you slam on the curb, I guarantee you break the suspension, or B, you pop the tires. And 2, the steering is very, very inconsistent on this. I don't know if it's when I bounce the vehicle, like do a wheelie or something, it kind of messes up the steering, or the steering just doesn't know how to steer. So use the walls at our advantage, and look at that, we're straight down the road. Better than before, where I was doing 3, 4, 5-point turns just to get back on the road. Look at that. We're steering much, much better than before. And can we get a good amount of speed going here? Third gear to fourth. 61 right there. And bench, you're spared for right now. I mean, I thought we were going to hit that bench, but we didn't. And damn it, oversteering nearly killed us. If I would put, like, actually legit tires on here, like some 80s or 90s, just to balance the drivability and sportiness out, I think this thing would have gripped so much in a row, kind of like the PL295, my lightest vehicle that I've ever built, where, you like make any left or right turns, you just roll over, like, real easily. Like, this thing rolls over pretty easily, but not as easily compared to PL. If I left the tires as is, then it'll be, like, turning like this. A poor turning radius, and the tires would pop when you put too much load on it. Like, we steer so hard or smash through a curb or something, you just break the tires apart. So looks like we're coming up to our second lap, or to be third lap to be honest. Our second lap time made a significant improvement of 3 minutes 45 seconds 602 milliseconds. I think I might speed run this even further on the third lap, and oh my wheelie. Can we try to fit through the alleyway at such a high speed? Because I don't know, I have no future in this third lap. If we crash the third lap, then oh well, that's... okay, that's threading the needle right there. Left, right, slow down for curb. Damn, that curb hit was brutal. Tires are okay, it seems like. I haven't really checked on the tires. I mean, let's see. Doing just fine. I thought they would break off or break something on that first curb hit. I mean, right here, let's see how this would go. Not bad. Down the EDB stairs, and try to max out on this straightaway. And watch that steering. If it starts to drift over, don't even try to counter it. Just get off the gas and just counter it a little bit. Don't counter it too much, or you'll just spin out of control and turn into a 180, like I've been doing earlier. And coming up to our final turn, I believe. Yes, because that's the green markers. We get a lap time of 3 minutes, 7 seconds, 3 minutes, 7 seconds, 767 milliseconds, with a total time of 11 minutes, 47 seconds, 510 milliseconds. Oh my freaking nut-grabbing god. That literally is kind of interesting. Like, this vehicle oversteers a lot, and you have to be very careful with this vehicle. I'm gonna hit the brakes right here before I hit the sign and this curb. I mean, this vehicle takes a lot of skill to drive. I mean, it's not like your just drive LOL car. I mean, this thing oversteers a lot, and it's very, very fragile. And let's see if we can go a high-speed crash at one of these buildings here. Let's see if I can cut the gap here on this alleyway. Let's just high-speed it. All right, right to building, and... okay, what did we damage? kind of damages the front of suspension. I thought we damaged the hell out of the suspension with that front end crash and the rear end crash too. We're missing a light? Ha! I mean, the light asset's still there, but it's missing from the vehicle. In this condition, it's auto steering. I think it was auto steering to the left. I think we ruined something there just crashing into the building. Did we? Let's get some free... No, we didn't. I mean, we're now auto steering to the left because we damaged the front suspension from hitting that building. Can we get a more brutal crash than this? Like, let's head on into here. 28. Those are shrubs? I thought that was a solid wall. Well, into this concrete barrier up ahead. Let's get a speed going. Camera's gonna be as is at 33. Damn. The tires didn't pop. I'm surprised. Bring it upright. And can we still drive? If not, let's just pull it out of its misery by, like, whatever, dropping into the ocean. And we can't steer. Well, we could still just crash repeatedly to end its misery. Well, we rolled it. That's good enough. So, bring this down to leap of death and really end its misery. Hopefully this spawns in without popping a tire or nothing stupid. I'm thinking it isn't. Oh, that's good to know. So lock differential and then just drive. So, speed 29. That's... weird. I accelerated and the tires just popped, just simply accelerating. So, high to UI, 16 times slow-mo, it's 8 to 16. Back end hit. Wow, that crunched the hell out of it. I thought it'd hold up more than my last vehicle, the Rice Bryce, which is the most horrible ricer in automation history, a question mark. I mean, it is based off of the styling, but I don't know if it is, period. And that crash... Still interesting. Let's 4-time it here. Pretty brutal. And we're going to go way off-center than before. And damn, that hit. And I don't think we're going to splash. We're just going to crash and just end up in one of these faces up here. There's mountain faces. Which you're going to hit here. And this is interesting. I've never been off-center like this in my life. And no, we are going to splash. And I think the tire is like... crashing on the concrete, not the concrete, the chassis into the split, this split, and splash. And I think this vehicle is definitely splash proof. We just went through that, no problem. So bring us up to, what the hell, camera? Okay. This is the vehicle's camera, and the free cam, we got the water, so I don't know. So bring us to flatland and see what it looks like. As you look at it, that is your engine. If it's dancing around inside the vehicle, can I grab on a node? Engine and whatever. It's a big, spiky ball of unrecognizable mess. And we got a tire. Hold up. Is that tire never been popped? There we go. We topped the tire. Before we end the video off, we're going Mach 70 up in here. I'm going to be driving on the crater here and then hit F7 to spawn up at like this portion of the mountain and then see if we can land in the crater. And what? Bro, that is the wing. Wow, the wing went from all the way over here to here. And two, in real life, there's a damn fly on my screen. So here I am at one of the peaks of the mountain. I was driving on the crater and I was starting to wipe out, so I just F7'd at the eastern portion of the map here. I was driving around 43 miles an hour at the point where I wiped out. And you see the speedometer, it says 54 miles an hour. That's just wheel spin, but in reality, I was going 43, so... Resume physics now, and we're going the other way. Hold up. Going the other way. What do we get here? Wow. We're just going to be driving, or going off-center, and damn, it's a hard hit. Oh no, now we're going on the right path now. Okay, this is going to be brutal right here, so I'm going to, Windows. Damn it. I hit the damn Windows key. I was trying to slow it down. Main engine broken. I can't believe it was still running until now. And there goes part of the wheel right there. We kind of like before. A big ball of mess, and... Are we gonna get stuck here? The answer is probably not. I mean, we're barely moving. The engine is trying to make up some of its momentum. I mean, it's making it propel forward. I mean, that's good to know, but are we gonna reach the bottom? We went over 100, like 115-ish on that hit right there. And I don't think we're going to reach the crater. I mean, there is a significant height difference around this portion coming up, and I think we're definitely going to get stuck right here. I mean, we're still going. Still going. 3 Gs right here. And I think it's going to be a no. We are not maybe not gonna reach the bottom of the crater. Can we just go through a gap and just squeeze through it? And that's the wing again. Hello, wing. Goodbye, wing. And we have not reached the bottom. Oh my god, that's a big crevice. So we didn't reach the bottom of the crater. Really so close like the last one. So let's cheat again. Grab here. There we go, tires deflated. Let's just cheat. Like that, we have now reached the bottom of the crater. That's good to know. My god, look at the goddamn car. Unrecognizable from any angle as we still slide, and we're now up to a stop. And there goes part of the quote-unquote wood trim right here. And I thought I saw another one right here too, right? Yes. Yeah, right here too. That's kind of messed up how the debris came here first. I mean, like, first within, like, a minute before this car came in. And I swear, this kind of caught my mind recently. What if I do that, let's say, get a person, like a dummy, on top of my vehicle. Let me spawn in flat land so we're not glitching all over the place. Let's spawn the vehicle here. That's F10. That's World Editor. I'm Class 10 stupid. Apparently, my dumb mistake crashed the game somehow by hitting F10 for the World Editor. Let's see if we can bring our boy on the motor wagon and see if we can sit down properly and write it. If not, then I'm just going to end the video off and say the usual ending line saying, so that'll do with automation BeamNG.drive with the Patent Motorwagen, and say whatever. Well, I can't really sit him down, so we're just going to carry him like we're carrying a dead body. So what's it like when we drive this thing and... Okay, he's just hanging back. He's dead. Okay. What if we run over the dummy? Like that. So, that's good enough. I mean, it was kind of disappointing that result there. So that'll do it with automation and BeamNG.drive with the Benz Patent Motorwagen AMG edition. There's one thing about this car. It's fast as hell, but uncontrollable as hell. This is probably like one of my worst and uncontrollable vehicles I've ever driven to this date right now. I don't want to say it's uncontrollable, like flat out uncontrollable. I mean, it's difficult to drive. Kind of like the super duper truck where it does wheelies all the time. I mean, this thing, if I respawn it, it does wheelies too. So first gear. Like that. Despite of it doing a bunch of wheelies and a lack of turning radius, I mean, it's okay of a vehicle that's roughly 140 years old. Despite of it doing wheelies and everything, it's not that bad of a vehicle. Even though the vehicle, like this particular vehicle, was built in 1975, which is roughly 90 years from when Carl Benz made the Patent Motorwagen. While it's uncontrollable and powerful, with a high-performance 3-cylinder turbo engine, I wouldn't recommend to drive this on a city street or on a racetrack unless you're bolted down to the seats, because this thing oversteers and pretty much is very, very uncontrollable and unpredictable. So this has been Mr. Jack and 000. I'll see you in the next video.